I've got a good feeling about this, guys. Welcome to Screen Rant. I'm Greg Elliott, and showrunner Jon Favreau has confirmed that The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after Return of the Jedi, so hypothetically a variety of characters from the original movies could make an appearance and some star-powered cameos are definitely possible. However, The Mandalorian's place in the Star Wars world does kind of restrict who might be able to show up, who in the original trilogy might have business in the outer regions and could potentially find themselves involved in the shady world of bounty hunters. Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out. Maybe one of the most anticipated characters to appear is the Trandoshan known as Bosque. He first appeared in The Empire Strikes Back as one of the bounty hunters Darth Vader hired to hunt down Han Solo, and he also showed up in a bunch of episodes of the Clone Wars TV series. This photo from the show does show the Mandalorian fighting 2 other Trandoshans, so it's quite possible that Bosque could be somewhere nearby. And honestly, a lot of those bounty hunters Vader hired could show up, but the Corellian known as Dengar is another one that's developed a bit of a cult following. A frequent associate of Bosque and Boba Fett, he's since appeared in a variety of other Star Wars media such as the Aftermath novel and the Showdown on Smuggler's Moon storyline in the comics. And then of course, there's Boba Fett. Now the last time we saw him, he was getting knocked into the Sarlacc pit, so it seems unlikely he's even alive, but hey, never say never. Disney and Lucasfilm originally had a solo movie planned for him, but that got cancelled after the Han Solo movie didn't go as well as they'd hoped. But that led to the concept of the Mandalorian, a new character with some obvious similarities to Boba without actually being Boba. Lando Calrissian's story also has a bit of a blank spot in between Return of the Jedi and Rise of Skywalker. The most recent edition of the Ultimate Star Wars Databook says that he led a quote, solitary lifestyle during this time, but that's just vague enough that a cameo could work, so the big question is, de-age Billy D. Williams or age up Donald Glover? When Jon Favreau shared a picture online of what looked to be the robot bounty hunter IG-88, fans got pretty excited. But it turns out it's actually his predecessor IG-11, who looks pretty much identical. They're frequently mistaken for each other, so IG-88 could at least get a mention, but I for one would love to see a face-off between the two. It also wouldn't be too far of a stretch to see Chewbacca in the show. Heck, I guess Han could show up too, but I think that might be asking too much. Chewie and the Mandalorian could easily cross paths in a Mos Eisley-style spaceport, and a cameo this big would definitely create a huge buzz around the episode it happens in. Now, according to the official canon, Jabba's right-hand man Bib Fortuna died during the events of Return of the Jedi. In the old expanded universe, or Legends as they call it now, he did survive though, and took over for Jabba after his death. Given the nature of the show, it's a given that there will be crime lords like them in The Mandalorian, and I guess it wouldn't be too much of a retcon to have Bib show up. And lastly, we've got Jerrod, one of the foremost Imperial officers in Return of the Jedi, and the Moff who greeted Emperor Palpatine when he visited the construction site of the second Death Star. Like Bib Fortuna, Jerrod is officially dead according to Star Wars canon, having been killed when the Rebels took down the second Death Star, but if Luke managed to escape the destruction with Vader's body, then others might have too, and he'd be a perfect fit for the Mandalorian. Now, never tell me the odds, but I'm sure we'll get to see at least some original series characters in the new show. Is there anyone that you think we missed? Well, let us know in the comments, and keep coming back to Screen Rant for all your Star Wars news and info. I'm Greg Elliott, just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.